What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So check it out. The markets are about to close in 15 minutes and everything is green right now, and we got to break it down in this video. We have to break down the markets, stocks, charts. You guys know the deal. So before we do that, make sure to get your free money from Moomoo up to six. You guys see that? 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. Just use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your free money. And with that being said, as my dog is coughing over here, are you okay, Biza? Okay, I think we're good, guys. With that being said, let's dive into the video. So like I said, it's about 3:45 p.m. right now, and the markets are about to close in a little bit less than 15 minutes, and we have all of the indexes up a ton. The Nasdaq's up 2.2%, Russell's up 2%, S&P's up 1.3%, and we have the Dow Jones up 1.1% as the VIX is down about 12%. And on top of that, we have the metals doing well. Gold is up about 0.15%, not too bad, and we have silver up about 0.75%. And if we take a look here on the 5-day chart for Triple Q, then we'll take a look at SPY. What we're noticing here is we are about to test and maybe even break, who the heck knows, at some point in the next 15 minutes. We're about to test 348, which was the high from yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, we got the CPI data, the markets ran up like crazy, and then we ended up dumping, giving back all of the gains and some, right? And if you notice here, if I zoom in on this time period from yesterday pre-market and yesterday morning, we double topped right around 347.75, 348. And again, that is where we are right now as Triple Q is up 2.3%, which is crazy. And if you guys remember, I actually bought TQQQ a couple of days ago. I built a position out. Even from last week, I had some shares. So, I'm looking to ride this move, and we'll talk more about that in a couple of minutes. So Triple Q, again, going up to test 348. If that point breaks and we crack above 350, this, in my opinion, is going to gain some steam. And maybe this inverse head and shoulders that we called out in my previous video from earlier today, maybe this comes into fruition. Maybe it plays out and we end up seeing Triple Q breaking 360, maybe taking out 370, which was the high from the end of March. So this is not completely out of the woods yet, guys. Don't get it twisted. Just because we're up 2.3% right now doesn't mean we're out of the woods, but we're slowly getting there. If we crack above the 180 SMA here, 4-hour chart, 348 is roughly where that's at. We break the mid 350s. That is where we're going to start, maybe breaking out even further from there. So keep your eyes on those points for Triple Q. And when it comes to SPY, same thing. This is doing well today. We're noticing an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. And if I zoom in on the 5-day, we can clearly see the crazy rally that this has seen over the past couple of hours, essentially throughout the entire course of today. And we notice, like Triple Q, it is getting awfully close to testing those highs from yesterday. We're probably not going to test them today, but maybe tomorrow or at some point next week, we do test those highs, which again were from yesterday. Those are right around 445.70 here on SPY. So I'm telling you guys, it's we're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting to a point where we could start seeing some bullish momentum, especially if we start breaking these key levels that I just mentioned on SPY and Triple Q on this 5-day, 5-minute chart. Pretty much if we break the highs from yesterday, there's going to be some short-term upside, and we'll see where it goes from there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're super close to 25,000 subscribers, so if you haven't, you know who you are. Make sure to subscribe, and with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. And we are going to break down some bank stocks, probably tomorrow, the next day. We have a lot of banks reporting earnings this week, and today we're going to break down one as well. Today we had JP Morgan this morning, so let's see exactly what is going on with this one. And before we do that, cheers. Let me get some coffee. My throat's a little bit wonky. Hold on, give me a second. Man, that stuff is good. So all right, let's talk about it. JP Morgan, they reported earnings, again, like I said, this morning. Bank stocks report in the mornings, guys, if you didn't know that. So they did EPS of $2.63 versus $2.73 estimated, which means they missed on EPS, but they did beat on revenue. $31.59 billion versus $31.14 billion estimated. So missed EPS, beat revenue. And one thing that I'm noticing from today is they are doing a new share buyback program. The board authorized that today, which is a buyback program of $30 billion, which becomes effective on May 1st of this year in just about 3 weeks. And what you guys have to realize is when companies buy back their own stock, if you already own the stock, that essentially makes your ownership worth more because there's only a certain amount of shares out there unless they're issuing new shares, which we're not going to talk about that in this video. But let's say a company has a certain amount of shares, let's say 1 million shares, and you own 100,000 shares, and they start buying back their own their own stock, their own shares, and the pool starts becoming smaller, you own more, right? That in other words is what's going on right now with JP Morgan, and a lot of companies do the share buybacks. Apple, a lot of the big tech stocks, yada yada yada. A lot of companies do it. So if you own JP Morgan, that's pretty good news, but the stock overall today is not looking good. It's down 3.2%. We just hit a fresh low on this 4-hour chart, and now we are officially down 27%, guys. Pretty crazy. JP Morgan is down almost 30% in just the past couple of months, and now we're very oversold. We're towards the bottom of the channel, which you guys can see we've been in this channel for a good couple of months. So if this leg down continues, this falling knife continues, maybe we get down to 120, 123, I'm going to heavily consider buying some JP Morgan. This is a stock that I've never owned, and like I've said before on my channel, guys, I'm open with you guys, right? I'm not a big bank stock guy. I'm not a big bank stock guy. I've never really owned individual bank stocks other than Wells Fargo, which I've talked about. I've lost money. I did lose money. I realized that I lost maybe like 2 years ago at this point. So other than that, I've never really owned individual bank stocks. Sure, I own them through ETFs, but now might be the first time well, not the first time. Again, I've owned Wells Fargo, maybe one or two others in my life, but now might be the time where I really start diving in on JP Morgan, buying it, because I've never owned this stock. Let's put it that way. I've never owned this bank, and in my opinion, this is the cream of the crop bank. The only reason why I didn't buy this one over Wells Fargo was because I was thinking I was super smart, and I was like, oh, Wells Fargo, this is back when they had a huge, fallout, the stock collapse. I was thinking, oh, Wells Fargo is going to bounce back. Let me get in on it. I bought it, lost money, and the rest is history. So here I am. I should have bought JP Morgan back then, but I didn't. And now that it's down 30%, I'm going to be considering it here moving forward. And it might just be a trade, honestly. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term investment. It might just be a trade, because in the low 120s, that's just too oversold. I think it's going to snap back at that point to the 130s, 40s, maybe even 50s again. So for me, it's I don't want to say a no-brainer, but it's getting to a point where risk reward is pretty good here. Dollar General is another one that I'm looking at. DG, this is one that we called out a couple of weeks ago. We saw the inverse head and shoulders, called it out. It ended up playing out, and now we're actually breaking into all-time high territory. We just hit 247.15 a couple of days ago, and we took out that resistance from the beginning of this year, which was right around 240. So we broke 240, hit 247, and again, all-time highs is where we're trading at right now. And if you look on this 3-year chart, we actually just took out a resistance point. If I just clear the drawing set, you guys can see it a bit better, right? We just broke out of a big resistance that stemmed back from August. If you guys take a look, we failed at 240 in August, also in January, this recent January, and just now we were failing, but we ultimately broke out of it. So who knows how far this could end up breaking out. Dollar General, could it go from 245 where it is now to 260, 255? I think it definitely could. So I'm watching DG like a hawk right now. Live Nation is another one which I called out recently. Today it's up so far as the markets are about to close in 5 minutes. Live Nation is up about 4.5%. So it looks like we are holding a higher low at about 105. We're now cracking above 110, almost at 113. And we're about to break, or at least, well, we're testing right now. We might break these moving averages on the 4-hour chart, which are right around 113, 114, where we are right now. So if Live Nation tomorrow or some point next week breaks above 115, which is where I'm going to put my alert, there's going to be a huge move to the upside, in my opinion. 120, 125 is right around the corner. that's where I think it's going to be going from that point. And did you guys see Airbnb today? Holy crap. And this ties into what we talked about in my previous video. We saw Delta Airlines report earnings this morning, and their numbers are getting pretty dang close to what they were in terms of revenue before the pandemic. So DAL's crushing it. A lot of the travel stocks, well, airline stocks are up, which is causing a lot of the travel stocks to go up. I mean, we have the cruise lines up today. Hotels are up today. Obviously, again, the airlines. Everything that's dealing with travel is up a ton today, and in my opinion, this might last for the next couple of quarters, especially as we're going into the summer right now, where I think travel is going to be, up there in terms of a lot of people traveling. I don't know all-time highs. I'm not sure if it's going to be all-time highs travel or anything like that, but it's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people traveling. There's no denying that. So Airbnb is up a lot because of that. 7.5% right now on the day, which is great. It's breaking above the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart. We're also breaking out of this was a head and shoulders. Now we're breaking the neckline of the head and shoulders, and if we take out, let's say, $180, which was the high from just about 10 days ago, if we break 180, there could be even more upside from there. So I'm going to put my alert at $180 a share. And again, 180, the next gap to fill from there is 195, which was the high from the middle of February. And if that breaks, let's say travel goes through the roof in the next couple of quarters, Airbnb could be going 215 plus and get to all-time highs, which I believe 220 is the all-time high on Airbnb. So heading into the summer, guys, this stock is going to be very interesting. The travel stocks in general are a must-watch, in my opinion. Another one here that did very well today due to the airlines, travel, it's Marriott International. This stock went up 7.5%. Markets are about to close in about a minute, 20 seconds here. It's currently up 7.5%. And what we're noticing here is, just like Airbnb, Marriott is above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and we're now testing the top of the wedge on this time frame, which if we break this 175, 180 level of resistance, and mind you, 180 was the high from the end of March, this is probably going to break out towards the highs from the middle of February, which you guys can see are right around $185. And I'm not sure if that's the all-time high. Let me double check here with you guys. I just put my alert at 180. Let's go to that 3-year chart, maybe the max chart. I'm not sure what the all-time high is for Marriott. Here, it's where we are now, guys. Marriott is at all-time highs, near all-time highs right now. So I'm telling you, if this cracks above 180, it's going to start flying, maybe back to all-time highs, just like that. And I am not sleeping on AMC and GameStop. Let's look at these charts very quickly. Markets are about to close now in 15 seconds, so get ready for that bell, guys. We have AMC down a whopping 50%. Really, I'm not kidding, guys. 50% from where it was, and there goes the bell, guys, from where it was just about 3 weeks ago, guys. Literally 3 weeks ago, AMC was at $34. Now it's down about 50% from that point, which is just mind-boggling. And we also have GameStop. GME is the ticker. I'm sure you guys know that. This stock is now down about 25% from where it just was. Not nearly as bad as AMC, but still, it is down a good chunk. And what you guys have to realize, I say this time and time again, of course, we don't know when these rallies are going to come. We don't know how long they're going to last when they do come. We don't know that. But what we do know is we have to be prepared, and we shouldn't be surprised about these rallies. These stocks, they just catch on fire out of nowhere, and they could run up 40%. So now that, we saw the huge run up, now they've gotten clobbered. Are we getting ready for another round of maybe upside, maybe momentum? Is this over yet? I'm not convinced that it's over yet. And sure, we might consolidate for a month. It might not happen for another month, 2 months, but I'm watching it, regardless, because when it does come, and if we're quick to catch it, if we're watching these stocks, if we're prepared, we could throw some money in on the momentum and keep a tight stop loss and be very mindful of the risk involved, obviously. So yeah, GME, I'm watching it right around 135, 150, 45. I think this general area, right around the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart could be support. AMC right around the same level. level, right around the 180 SMA, 18, 19, 20 bucks. I think this is where AMC could find support moving forward over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what it does from there. Again, it might collapse, who knows, but it could also run up just as fast as it just did, guys. So keep that in mind. And honestly, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Do you think we're going to get another pop in AMC GameStop? Do you agree with me, disagree? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, when it comes to stocks like these, guys, seriously, I wouldn't really put much money into them. I would put a speculative amount of money in, an amount of money that I'd be willing to lose, or at least that's how I would treat it, right? I'm not telling you guys what to do, of course. I'm not a financial advisor. So the next one today, I guess the last one, maybe we'll talk about two more here. Costco. Look at Costco, guys. Today, Costco is up. It went up 1.7%. It looks like we are getting a pop above the EMA. Buyer stepped in right around the 50 SMA, and it looks like the uptrend's continuing, guys, and we're about, what, $20, $21 off of the recent all-time high. In other words, we're down 3.45%. So I think Costco is continuing the uptrend by the looks of it, and we could be going back to all-time highs by the looks of it. And Walmart today, did you guys see this stock? 2.6% in the green. What a V-shaped recovery. I mean, look at this stock, guys. 3 days ago, it was 158. It got cracked down to 152, lost about 3.5–4%, and just today it recovered all of it like that, and now we're pretty much back to that 158 high. Very nice day for Walmart, and honestly, I'd be watching this to maybe break into the 160s. Maybe not tomorrow, but at some point next week, we're watching that for Walmart, and again for Costco. Watch for that move, maybe above 600, maybe a little bit higher than that. So those are stocks that I'm looking at now, kind of what I am looking at in terms of the overall markets as well. And again, I love to know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, as we're super close to 25,000 subscribers. And I watch the analytics, guys. I know some of you guys are not subscribing. So if that's you, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check out my Patreon as well. That is linked down below. And don't forget to get your free money for Moo. You get up to 6, you heard that right, 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. Just use my link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moo. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get your free stocks. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.